Welcome back, everyone. I am so glad you're joining us today. We are jumping straight into one of the most dramatic, frankly, apocalyptic thought experiments imaginable. In this explainer, we're taking our beautiful blue marble and stripping away the exact thing that makes it blue. We're going to run through a precise timeline of planetary collapse to see exactly what happens if Earth's defining feature simply vanished.
So let's dive right in. What if the oceans completely dried up tomorrow? Now, I know it sounds like pure science fiction, right? But mapping out this exact scenario shows us just how incredibly delicate our life support systems actually are. We aren't just talking about, losing some prime beach real estate here. We're talking about ripping out the Earth's fundamental survival engine. To really wrap our heads around the massive scale of this, we have to look at this number: 70%. 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water. If all of that instantly vanished into these huge empty basins, it wouldn't just be some weird geographical glitch. The sudden loss of all that mass and moisture would instantly destroy the global climate engine. We'd be thrown into an irreversible death spiral on day one. Okay, here is our disaster timeline. We are going to track this sudden planetary collapse across 4 major milestones: 48 hours, weeks, 1 month, and 1 year.
Section 1. The instant global collapse.
The very first domino to fall is the absolute collapse of the water cycle. Step 1, with the oceans gone, evaporation completely stops. Step 2, because there's no moisture rising up, clouds just cease to form entirely. And step 3, no clouds means rain stops falling, everywhere, permanently. In literally an instant, every continent is plunged into a worldwide drought. The entire freshwater delivery system is just completely shut off.
Section 2. The first 48 hours.
Within just 2 days, the physical reality sets in, and it is absolute chaos. Picture this. Oceanic trenches plunging a staggering 11 kilometers deep are suddenly exposed to the open air. They instantly bake into these barren, salt-encrusted deserts. And global shipping? It collapses on the spot. Thousands of massive cargo vessels are abruptly stranded, just completely stuck in the muddy, baking expanse of the former seafloor. The visual shock alone would be absolutely mind-bending.
But the real danger is actually right in the air we're breathing. We always hear that trees are the lungs of the Earth, right? Well, marine phytoplankton actually generate more than half of our oxygen. With the oceans gone, these microscopic organisms are left on the dry sediment and die instantly. So our primary oxygen source is basically choked off overnight, triggering a terrifying, rapid shift in the atmosphere.
Section 3. Earth's thermal crisis.
Now, to understand this next phase, we need to talk about Earth's global thermostats. The oceans do so much more than just hold water. They absorb huge amounts of solar radiation and distribute that heat around the globe through complex underwater currents. Without this massive, churning heat sink to regulate things, the Earth completely loses its ability to cool itself down. So without that thermostat, global temperatures skyrocket almost immediately. Those newly exposed dark seafloors absorb heat exactly like a fresh asphalt parking lot in the dead of summer. Coastal areas, places you'd normally go for a cool breeze, see daytime temps blast past 50 degrees Celsius. That is over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Starved of rain, forests just dry into absolute tinder. Continental-scale wildfires erupt everywhere, filling the sky with this permanent, choking shroud of black smoke. The planet is literally cooking itself. Section 4. The 1-month mark. By the end of the first 30 days, the toll is staggering. We are looking at the total eradication of marine life. The completely dry ocean floors are now just a vast, silent graveyard covering 70% of the planet, littered with the decaying remains of millions of species wiped out in a matter of weeks. And for us up on land, the situation is unimaginably grim. It turns into a desperate scramble for the last few evaporating lakes and rivers. Agriculture becomes completely impossible, meaning a total, undeniable collapse of the global food supply. Society totally fractures into violent, localized conflicts with survivors fighting over the last dwindling drops in deep underground aquifers. It's the absolute breakdown of civilization.
Section 5. 1 year later. So 1 year out, the uncompromising reality is locked in. Earth with oceans was a world of complex, beautiful ecosystems that kept humanity alive for millennia. But Earth without oceans? It's a dead, scorched wasteland, stripped of its atmospheric moisture, bombarded by harsh, unmitigated solar rays, and choked with ash. Honestly, our planet would end up mirroring the desolate landscapes of Mars or Venus far more than the home we know. Everything just reduced to dust.
I want to leave you with this really powerful thought. Oceans were never just a feature of our planet, they were the very heartbeat of our survival. Going through a crazy thought experiment like this makes the takeaway undeniably clear, doesn't it? Our survival isn't actually guaranteed by the solid rock under our feet, but by the deep blue waters that wrap around it. So the next time you look at a map or stand on a shoreline, you really have to ask yourself, how much more should we be doing to protect the very heartbeat of our world? Thank you so much for exploring this with me today. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in our next explainer.